And now, live at twitch.tv/RNG show, it's your weekly dose of gaming news. From Nintendo to the PC, along with other nerd culture like film and anime, with new perspectives every week. Hosted by fans just like you. Got feedback? Tweet at RNG_show or chat live on Twitch. The RNG show begins now.
Hello, people. Welcome to the RNG show.
I don't think he's Oh God, he is unmuted.
Yes, he's unmuted. Welcome
Yep,
to
we're all
RNG
here.
show.
I wasn't ready.
I told
We gotta be
you we're
ready.
gonna start, I see.
Anyways, welcome to the RNG show on July 19th, 2015. I'm Hipster Harbinger.
I am
I'm
Elaborinth
Icy
8993.
And I'm Icy Watts.
Yes,
It was
the Icy Ashwat that was not ready.
It was completely unprepared.
Perfect
Because I
start to the
thought-
podcast.
Okay, here's the thing. I thought Hipster was going to intro us in when he unmuted, but Elab did it instead, and I was really confused. Like, wait, is he unmuted, or is Elab just saying things? And Hipster was actually unmuted. It's like, oh God.
All the things.
Okay, but I'm prepared now. Let's go to
Are
not
you
what
sure?
let's go to not what the thing says our current topic is, and go to what our actual current topic is, and that's the introductions.
Hello, people. I'm Elaborinth 8993. I've been around for a while now with former Front for Freedom, and now RNG show, and I just kind of casually stream once in a great while, not too often. And that's me, and I've been playing a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for?
Euro Truck Simulator
Euro
2?
Truck Simulator 2 and some Osu, because all the Osu.
Hi, I am Icy Watts. I've been a part of RNG shows since, well, day one, and day one of the former FFF Weekly. I actually haven't been playing much of anything because between YouTube videos and streams and Evo and church stuff, I haven't exactly had a lot of time. I did go bowling recently, though, which was fun.
I'm Hipster Harbinger. I've only been around recently. You might know me from the E3 video. I was around for a lot of that, since it was quite a long video. I've been playing a lot of games recently because I had visited some family recently, but I've been trying to get back into Animal Crossing New Leaf because I want to actually have a nice looking house, which I've kind of just had as a junk room to store all the stuff I'm going to sell. So that's been the main thing I've been working on.
You know what would help with that, Hipster?
Oh?
Your mail. You can use your mail to store things.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really, really helpful.
Also, for everyone listening to the show, today's show title is now Too Much DC.
Because reasons.
Because reasons.
That's all you need to know.
All you need to know is reasons.
So, now that introductions are out of the way, we have some sad news that I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone already knows, but
At this point, if you don't know it, you've been living under a rock.
basically, but we still feel we should mention it.
Oh, of course. We wouldn't be addressing the elephant in the room if we didn't.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on the 11th of July, of this year, Satoru Iwata passed away due to a complication with a bile duct growth. So we're sad to see him go, but the legacy that he left will carry on long after his untimely departure, as it were.
And we here at RNG Show are sad to see him go, but we don't want to spend too much on this because we want to celebrate his legacy by going on with what we would normally do in our lives: play games, play Nintendo, talk about video game news, and celebrate his life by.
And I believe, I don't know if it's linked in chat yet. If it's not, somebody should get on that. There's a page on our website dedicated to the team's overall feelings toward Mr. Iwata as a whole. So go check it out after this. Or now, if you're smart and don't have a scrub to your computer.
And you're not watching Evo.
If you're not watching Evo. Which, if you're watching this, you should be watching Evo anyways. What Twitter's for. Anyways, shall we move on? Or, Hipster, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I think you guys mostly got it. I think what's needs to be said has already been said either by us or other people. It's been a week and there's been a lot of people talking about it, so I think that it's a good time to move on.
Alright, well, moving on to our actual relevant gaming news. The first thing we have is the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 trailer, which I haven't seen because I can't stand horror games.
Me neither. I really.
Or fake horror. I don't like horror as a genre, period. So
I respect how much success Five Nights at Freddy's has gotten, but
definitely.
I don't play it.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that have a very weak conscience. Like, the slightest thing will flip me out.
That's not a weak conscience. That's a weak stomach.
That too. Whatever you want to call it. I played Fallout 3 a while ago, and the little dogs that come up and nip your ankles when you're walking through the wastelands, I couldn't do it. I gave up when the little dogs came out and nipped your ankles. I was done.
Okay, then.
That's just how bad I am with horror.
So it's
not even horror.
I watched the trailer, and honestly, I'm pretty excited for it. I mean, I haven't really played any of the games myself, but I've definitely watched them a lot. And I think that for those who haven't seen the trailer, it's instead of taking place in like the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza or in the third one, the museum exhibit, this one takes place inside a person's house, which I would assume would be a younger child. I think that it's an interesting setting to move things to because it literally takes the horror closer to home.
Literally.
Yeah, that's why I said literally. I was actually using the right usage of that. But, so I will say that one thing that I wasn't too excited about was the fact that instead of using just the animatronic type things, they have all kinds of like spikes and things on the designs of the animatronics now. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that because that might be getting a little bit too edgy, in my opinion.
Too edgy. Okay.
Too edgy for me.
But yeah,
are we Shadow the Hedgehog now?
Maybe this is going to be the Shadow the Hedgehog of the Freddy Five Nights at Freddy's series.
Oh my god.
Well, at least I hope it won't be like sorry, I'm drawing a blank. My brain is fried. My brain is not thinking of names. I'm trying, but my brain is not working.
Elaborate.
The newest Sonic game that just came out that everyone says
Sonic
is horrible.
Boom?
Sonic Boom, yes. As long as this new Five Nights at Freddy is not Sonic Boom, we'll be good.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Speaking of really old irrelevant things, does anybody remember the Commodore 64?
I kind of do. Not really. I think it was past my time, but I do remember it.
Well, apparently a company sharing the same name is making a smartphone. Which,
Interesting.
yeah, it's called the Pet, but I'm of course going to call it PET because reasons. It comes in two versions. It comes in a light version, which is 16 gigs with 3 gigs of RAM, and then a regular version, which is 32 gigs with, this is internal memory, by the way, and 3 gigs of RAM. Both of them are going to come with a 32 gigabyte this is an assumption, a micro SD card. But it supports up to 64 gigs. The OS of the PET is Android 5 is a custom version rather of Android 5.0 Lollipop, which is an
Newest
emulator
version.
for the Commodore 64 and I forgot the name of the other thing. How do you forget the name of the other thing? Icy,
See,
please.
my brain's not the only one. It's not working.
We were literally just talking about this
Oh, I
before
know.
the show.
I know, and I'm trying to remember what you said too.
Amiga, that's what it is.
Amiga,
It comes
that's what
with
it is.
it comes with a Commodore 64 and Amiga emulators. The retail on it for the light version, which is the 16 gig, is about $300. There's also a regular version that retails for $365. At the moment, they're only available in Italy, Germany, France, and Poland. I think that's what it is. Let me go to the thing. I went too far. Italy, France, Germany, and Poland, with plans to add more countries in Europe and America in the near future.
But I'm actually interested in this, not because of its being the Commodore, but because the stats on it is like one of the best smartphones out there.
Yeah, it's running a 1.7 gigahertz MediaTek 64-bit octa-core processor with an ARM Mali T7600 GPU. For all you tech nerds out there, you understand what all this means.
Yeah, which I do.
Apparently, it's got a really huge battery.
Yeah, and all of those things, even if without the emulating part of it, all of those things would make it probably like the best smartphone on the market.
The main camera is a 13 megapixel Sony that can take images up to 4096 by 2304 and videos in up to 1080p. The front camera is an 8 megapixel with an 80-degree wide-angle lens, which can be operated with a dedicated shutter button on the bottom right of the case. So it's like a really decent camera.
Yeah, so the stats sound really good, which is why I'm kind of confused why they decided that they needed to do this emulator stuff. Like, it seems kind of out of place.
That's what confuses me too, because I understand that it's their company.
I feel that they're trying to sell it more based on the nostalgia factor of the Amiga and the Commodore 64 than on actually being a cell phone.
But it doesn't seem like they need to do that, though. It seems like it could sell itself as a phone just fine.
Yeah, I don't see
it will sell itself fantastically as a phone.
Android 5.1's already out, so why are they trying to sell something with a custom version of 5.0? Especially, it's really going to be bad if you can't upgrade it past 5.0, because that means that the OS is going to be irrelevant really quickly.
Well, actually, 5.0 is still relevant right now because
Right
only
now it
like
is.
well because only like 1% of all the phones on the market has Android 5.1 right now.
At the moment, but as you move forward, unless you really like 5.0, the OS is going to be outdated in like a year.
I would say it's going to be like about 2.5 years before 5.0 gets outdated. I swear,
But I
knowing
mean,
and knowing how Android works.
yeah, but not only that, the PET also has dual SIM capabilities. So, dual SIM cards.
Which means it'll be able to do like pretty much any market at that point.
Yeah. Um,
Mango brings up a good thing. Incredible Mango. Android M is currently in developer preview, so it is. And Android M is coming out soon, but Android has a really known market of their old iOSs never get updated and they're still being used. Like some people still have ice cream
well,
sandwich or
yeah,
gingerbread.
yeah. I know that that the older OSs are still very usable, and some people still use them. But as is the case with technology, it's
Only a matter of time.
yeah. In terms of like cost effectiveness, I mean, considering they come with a 32 gig micro SD card,
It,
you're basically getting 64 gigs of internal storage and 3 gigs of RAM on an Android smartphone for under $400.
yeah, that's the insane part. It's like
That's pretty ridiculous.
considering like if you go out and get like
Like
TLG G2 or
I'm
something like
pretty
that, you're
sure
looking
that
at 600.
I'm pretty sure that the light version not only has more memory, but it has the same RAM, probably a better processor, basically more internal storage, and costs probably less than my phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy S3. I'm sorry, not an S3. I used to have an S3. S5 Sport. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
It'll be interesting for sure. And my question is for this thing is are they going to be selling it based on it's going to be emulator with phone capabilities or is it a phone with emulator capabilities? What are they focusing on is my question.
I
Are,
think that they're more focused on the phone part, especially since it has the dual SIM capability.
yeah.
But they're also one of their key selling points is the fact that it already has the Amiga and Commodore emulators pre-installed onto it.
Yeah, that I see that, but it's just like it's a weird combination because
It
usually
is.
you don't get a you don't get a phone that's also like it's pretty much like if Nintendo would make a smartphone almost. It's got all the Nintendo emulators already
It's a
installed.
phone that can emulate anything from the NES to the DS.
Exactly. Which means it'll be like the ultimate gaming system in your pocket pretty much.
Isn't that what the NX is supposed to be, though?
I haven't actually heard much on the NX. I thought it was
I
just
haven't
going to be
either.
another Wii U.
Oh, I
I've heard
doubt that.
I've heard it's going to be a new console because the Wii U did so badly.
I don't think we really have anything on the NX besides rumors at this point, though. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just the rumors I've heard. Nothing official yet, because they said they
um,
weren't going to do anything official until next
E3.
E3.
They might show us something at the next GDC. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyways, moving on. We talked about that cell phone for a long time.
Well, because cell phones are interesting. I love cell phones a
I
little
I
too much.
guess I guess. Anyways, Valve is searching for devs that are wanting to make games for the Steam controller.
Which it seems like that's a big thing because the
But
Steam controllers look actually kind of cool.
but why not just have it make basically like make it just an Xbox controller. Like, have the same functionality.
Well, because I think Steam's trying to be Steam and make its like with the Steam machines. I think Steam's trying to be its own, like get into the market of being its own thing.
The consumer page for the Steam controller lists a November 10th release, the same day that the console-like Steam machines will arrive in retail stores. The pre-orders are available for $49.99. You'd be better off just buying an Xbox controller at that point. Like, let's be real here.
Well, the thing with the Steam controller is that it's supposed to be able to do things that like an Xbox controller isn't able to do. For instance, the trackpads are there because they have enable you to do things with games that require a mouse. So you can use the trackpad to be able to act as if it were a mouse. And also, I think they have some kind of functionality that supposedly they've worked out being able to do keyboard input with a controller, which I think people have kind of been saying that for a while, so we'll see. But
so what I'm hearing is you can use this thing to play TF2 without any weird configs or anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's apparently, from what I've heard, it's supposed to be able to. You don't have to download any like config files or download any download any other secondary software to run games on Steam. You just pick up the controller. You might have to set a few keys, but mostly you should be able to pick up and go.
The description reads, the Steam controller lets you play your entire collection of Steam games on your TV, even ones designed without controller support in mind. The Steam controller features dual trackpads, HD haptic feedback, dual stage triggers, back grip buttons, and fully customizable control schemes. Find your favorite mappings in the Steam community or create and share your own.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've heard is what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, from the sound of it, they've put a great deal of effort into designing this thing, so it seemed like
I'm not saying they haven't.
Well, what I'm saying is that it seems like it would be a lot more effort than they'd probably need to put in if all they were doing was trying to make a direct competitor to like an Xbox controller or a PlayStation 3 controller.
And I think it's them trying to get into the market of pretty much console gaming, because right now PCs are not console gaming at all, and it's pretty hard to connect the depending on your TV. It can be easy to hard to connect a TV to a computer to a TV and still have all your stuff connected. You know how easy it is to connect
my crap computer from like 2007 to my TV?
Well, I know it's easy, but I'm talking more about trying to find all the room for the connections, because you have to have some people have an HD digital box, some people have a DVD player connected to it, some people have a full sound system. It kind of gets tight, or they have a Google Stream, the Chromecast. They have all that connected.
I guess I could see that. But I mean, let's be real here. If you're plugging your computer into a TV, you don't need Chromecast.
True, but some people still do, because, well, my parents do. My parents both have Chromecast and a Fire Stick.
Yeah, but there are some TVs now that have multiple HDMI ports. It's built in.
Oh, they do, but it's still a little tight, because I had to connect my Chromecast and the Fire Stick to my mom's TV, and they are like right next to each other. I had to do some configuring to get them to fit.
Well, that's because the shape of the devices. If you're just plugging in HDMI cables, there's not going to be any issues with that.
Yeah, but
in my opinion, a Steam machine is a PC trying to be a console.
Which I'm fine with that, because I would love to sit on a couch and play video games. Like all my video games. F1 2013, Papers, Please, Minecraft. I would love to sit on the couch and play those. Currently, as it is, you can't do that. Unless you get an Xbone or the PS4 or whatnot.
In
And some people
addition
don't
to
want to
this
get those.
controller and the Steam machines, they're also making the Steam Link, which is, from what I can tell, is essentially like a Chromecast, but you connect it to your Steam account and it allows you to stream games sort of like what they have already, where you can have like a host machine and it streams to another thing running Steam. So it seems like their main effort is to make the PC market more open to people who are only comfortable in doing like a console type game. It's supposed to be like the gateway drug, I would guess, to PC gaming.
Gateway drug to PC gaming. Oh boy.
PC Master Race. Anyway,
that-
we should move
Wasn't
on to
that the
Angry
Commodore
Birds 2.
64 though? It is the best-selling single-unit PC of all time.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people that are too young to have experienced that, so we need a new generation of gateway.
It's a joke. I was joking.
Speaking of old games, we should move on to Angry Birds 2.
Oh, yeah, we should. That is an old game, my goodness. Like, how long ago was it that Angry Birds was actually relevant? Like
It had to have been
2013, 2012?
Yeah, around there. And I swear we already had an Angry Birds 2, because we've had
No, we had
all
a bunch
those
of
sequels.
spin-offs.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, we've had all those spin-offs. So I'm just like, oh, Angry Birds
Wait
2.
a second.
This is old news. Yes, I see. What are we waiting for a second?
So the first thing that I see is back in 2009 when we were just a small game studio, we released our 50-second game featuring colorful birds, green pigs, and a slingshot.
Wait, 2009?
Yes,
The heck?
I feel so old right now.
I feel like I'm 50.
Fast forward to 2015, and the game had taken the world by storm. With 3 billion game downloads, millions of fans, multiple spin-offs,
Multiple spin-offs.
collabs with A-list celebrities, and more. We're really proud that Angry Birds is the mother of all mobile game apps. And now we're proud to announce the mother of all sequels, Angry Birds 2. Releases worldwide July 30th.
I'm
What?
hesitant about Angry Birds 2. Let's just say that. Because it's like, how much can they improve? Put a bird into a slingshot and throw them. How much can they improve that? Except with new birds.
Well, new birds, new maps, a new story.
Yes,
Quotation
but
marks.
I would want a new mechanic to the game instead of just fling the birds. If it's going to be a sequel, I want a new mechanic.
I guess. You know what I want? It's not relevant. Don't worry about it. It's
Scrub.
not relevant. Don't worry about it.
You are scrub.
I am.
Anything else? Anything else to add to Angry Birds 2, people?
Yeah.
Speaking of Angry Birds,
Oh, the segue is
Them
real.
segues are
The
real.
segue is real. Blaziken has been announced for Pokken Fighters in Japan. Or Pokken Tournament, as it were. It's Pokken Fighters, let's be real here.
I've always pronounced it Pokken, but Pokken seems about right.
Pokemon.
Because in Japan
just
it's
knowing-
Pocket Monsters, so
Right.
But it's Pokemon, so Pokken.
true. Anyway, I haven't seen the actual demo of Blaziken yet.
It's pretty awesome. Go watch the trailer.
It was officially released today in Japan. Oh no, I lied. Let me
Liar.
cut this back for you real quick. Pokken Tournament was officially released in Japan today. The game's roster will continue to grow after its debut with an addition of a new fighter, Blaziken, and an update to the game next month. Blaziken was revealed through Nico Nico livestream and in the pages of Famitsu this week, though it was originally teased back in 2013 at a Pokemon game show event well before the game was even announced. The current roster is Charizard, Gardevoir, Gengar, Lucario, Machamp, Pikachu, Suicune, and Weavile. It's currently only confirmed for an arcade release in Japan. So we have no idea if this game's even going to come to the States.
I have a feeling that if it does really well.
If it does, I guarantee you it's coming to
Japan.
the States on Wii U, and I guarantee you it's going to be at EVO.
Oh, I don't think it's going to come to the Wii U. My theory is it's just going to go to arcades in America, like at
Who goes
like the
to
Mall of
arcades in America?
Like the mall. People do.
I was about to say, besides theme parks, Mall of America, and Dave & Buster's, where are you going to go to play an arcade game nowadays?
Those are the big things now. It's like Dave & Buster's does really goddamn well.
Yeah, but arcades
But there are no
Dave &
real like old school arcades anymore.
Yeah, they would have a lot better success bringing it to the Wii U.
I could see it starting in like Dave & Buster's getting an exclusive deal to have it, just to get more people into the door of like Dave & Buster's, and then it will come out to Wii U. I can see that happening.
That's a possibility. I still think that if it does come to a console, that it'll be at EVO. Although being it's made by Bandai,
know.
That's
I
not
don't-
gonna happen.
I don't know much about
That's not
Bandai,
gonna happen.
except that they're a major like toy company, I think, if I remember right.
Namco Bandai Namco?
I swear Bandai used to make toys. I swear.
No, Bandai Namco has made video games since Pac-Man.
Huh.
The
I
original Pac-Man.
I must be thinking of a different company. I watch a little too much TV.
You're thinking
all
of a
blending.
different company.
It all blends together for me.
This is just my crazy thinking at the moment, but being it's Namco Bandai and the fact that I guess the reason. Okay, so I'm thinking that there's a chance because it's Bandai Namco that's making the game that it could possibly go to Xbox One and PS4, but Pokemon is a second-party Nintendo property.
Exactly. Like Nintendo would never let their IPs go to Xbox.
Yeah, it would never happen.
I mean, I know Banjo-Tooie went there, but I think
But
Banjo-Tooie...
that's kind of different.
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie was owned by Rare, and I think... Yes, it went on to Nintendo, but then I think Rare was able to do other...
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Rare got acquired by Microsoft.
But Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong hasn't been on anything else.
But it was Rare.
Yeah,
Sure.
but Donkey Kong got released on the Virtual Console, but it's never been on a Xbox.
I think Rare was... I think, like, Nintendo gave the idea of Donkey Kong, and then they trademarked it. It wasn't a Rare... Rare didn't make up the character.
I know it wasn't a Rare trademark. I'm just being dumb right now. Okay, I'm trying to be entertaining for the people that voice crack. My goodness gracious.
Well, entertaining is arguing, so that's always fun. Anyway, along with computer games and Xbox games, Destiny is big Destiny patch to come with the Taken King patch 2.0.
Yeah. Patches are fun. Aren't patches wonderful?
Depending on if they're free or not.
Free patches are wonderful, aren't they?
Yes,
Especially if they're balancing patches in fighting games that turn your favorite character into complete and utter trash and completely unusable in competitive play. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That didn't actually happen to me. The character I play in this fighting game and that I'm thinking of in particular has always been mid-tier.
But once you main somebody, you kind of get passionate about them.
So basically, in the update, they're addressing shotgun perks, Thorn. They're basically making some changes. They're doing some reevaluation of auto rifles.
One of my friend's biggest complaints with the 2.0 Destiny Taken King thing was that apparently people new to the game could come in with because I think they're re-releasing it like Game of the Year edition or something,
Probably.
and it comes with extra equipment that my friend had to grind for to get. And basically, they're just starting off with this equipment, so it's like all his work is for naught.
Yeah,
So that's
not really new for a lot of MMOs, I find. Like, I mean, when WoW did their thing when the Warlords of Draenor was coming out, whenever, like, if you bought the expansion, you got a token that allowed you to just max out a character to level 90.
Yeah, you could increase to level 90 instantly. I saw like a bunch of commercials about that.
So that was like the thing. So I mean, all the people that work to get to level 90,
in my opinion,
could just do that instantly.
In my opinion, stuff like that kind of breaks the game. While it may be good for a character for a player that's already experienced in the game that wants to just create a new character and immediately go back to what they were doing before, like Guild Wars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's perfect for those type of people, but then there are the people that just... I don't know. I think that jumping straight to being max level or whatever, it's not fun.
No, because you need to... Jumping to
There are things that you can't experience jumping to level 90 that you experience grinding up.
Because me and my friends actually did that when we were playing Borderlands. And my friend was like level whatever, the max level in Borderlands you can get to. And I would just walk behind him during the campaigns and I would just gain levels. It wasn't fun for me anymore. I wasn't grinding. I was just pretty much... Not even a meat shield at that point. I was just like a sponge. I was just sitting there gaining the experience while he did all the work. It wasn't fun.
You were an experienced sponge. He was actually the one being the sponge.
Yeah, I was going to say, the way that leveling works in Borderlands, there's no way that you'd be able to be a sponge.
Either way it worked. I haven't played Borderlands in forever.
The point
you know
is...
You get my point.
The point is, Destiny's getting a new patch that's fixing things.
Hopefully it'll fix some of the main complaints I've heard from my friend, and I can stop hearing his complaints.
Maybe?
Anyway.
I don't know what your friend's complaints are.
I don't know. I don't pay attention too much to him, so I don't know myself.
Wow!
The friendship is real.
Rude.
No, he's a good friend of mine, just he gets passionate about things that I don't really care too much about, so I just kind of go, okay.
So, how about we gossip about some stuff?
Like what?
Like how Arkham Knight may not be on PC until September?
I don't know. Someone would have to enlighten me. I don't know much about the whole Arkham Knight thing. I heard that it was like 30. It got locked to 30 frames a second or something like that, and people freaked.
I don't think it was even getting that. Like, the problem was I think that it was just like horribly optimized for the PC, and it was just running awfully.
An internal email sent to EB Games staff members claims that according to Warner, the PC version of Batman Arkham Knight will not be fixed until spring. EB Games has already removed all PC versions of the game from stores, but as a result, now intends to send all PC copies back to Warner.
Huh.
Spring is vague and refers to Australian spring, which is only 2 months away, but the delay on a fix has been deemed significant enough for EB Games to return all stock to Warner locally. That in itself seems telling. Rocksteady has released a small fix for the PC version, but none of the major performance issues have been addressed. Sales of the game have been suspended on Steam. So basically...
Wasn't Arkham Knight released 2 or 3 years ago for Xbox and stuff like that? Or was it a newer game? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, this is a newer game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you thinking of Arkham Origins?
Something like that.
Yeah.
There's been so many Batman games that I've kind of lost track.
Yeah, this is different. There was Asylum City and Origins, this is like a different game entirely.
So
But
it shows you how much I know about the DC universe.
yeah, they won't be fixing the game until sometime in spring.
Which is kind of surprising.
Australian spring. So
Which is
that's
So
kinda
like our fall.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's either going to be sometime in September, October, November, early December, or our spring, which is like March through June.
Hmm.
Because it's not technically even like summer yet. The summer solstice hasn't happened.
But it
Or-
still surprises me, like, with Arkham Knight and everything, that this even happened, because it's confusing to me. It's like how pretty much anything made for Xbox is pretty much already designed for a computer, because Xboxes and PlayStations are becoming computers pretty much. There's not much difference software-wise. So I don't know how they messed up the optimization so badly.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's talk about League of Legends.
Because we all love League of Legends.
League is actually kind of fun if you're playing it with friends and not with salty people. So a player was denied ranked play because of a champion-wide teleportation bug.
Hmm.
From
Is
the
this a-
article, it seemed like it was just it applied to all the characters.
It only applies to the champion Riven. The bug allows her to teleport to and from her team's base almost instantaneously using a spell called Recall, which usually takes a few seconds to charge up.
Well, also in the article, there were it seemed like there were bugs with Recall that had it where people
Yeah,
were able to do stuff.
Yeah, there since when it was discovered, many other players began to highlight similar issues with other characters.
For instance, one character is able to grab other characters, and he can do that while he's teleporting. So he can just teleport the character back to the base, and if it's anything like Dota, the base starts attacking them.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. In other cases, the recall bug would teleport champions to and from their base instantly, even making them show up on the game's matches at a much higher altitude. The bug ultimately proved so pervasive that Riot was forced to temporarily disable ranked matches in order to fix regional servers. This afternoon, and this was on
sometime.
Thursday?
The 16th, I think.
Yeah, the 16th. The afternoon of the 16th. Riot said it figured out a recall spell code fix and had successfully tested on a subset of champions. They've fixed the majority of it. So
Now, is it such a big thing when somebody gets denied? Was he like a famous player, or was he just some guy that just played for fun? That's the question. Like,
see, the article says nothing about the player.
see, that would be my big question. Is like, did this just blow up because like Reddit syndrome, where someone can make a post and then all of a sudden it gets blown up, or was it like one of
in this article? There's nothing about a player.
I think it was just the fact that rank mode got shut down completely.
Yeah, rank mode got completely shut down,
which is kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of big deals, why don't we move on to Dead Island loses Jaeger as developer?
Yes. Sorry, I'm eating at the moment. So yeah, Dead Island has lost Jaeger as a developer, so it doesn't look like Dead Island 2 is going to happen.
At least not for a long time.
At least not for a while, until somebody decides to pick up the project.
Now, my question is Dead Island going to end up being like the Duke Nukem of this game?
I don't know.
Just keep porting developers until someday gets made.
See, my thing is, though, the game already has a publisher. They just dropped a developer. Meaning they could pick up another developer.
Yeah, which is, but then you get the problem of changing because the developer might not have the same art style or the same coding,
Yeah.
the coding software that they did, so they would have to basically
Yeah.
refigure everything that they've already done.
Basically, we're not gonna
See it anytime soon.
see Dead Island 2 for a while, if at all. Moving right along.
It doesn't seem like we need to. There's not much
Yeah.
news there.
So Kojima kind of got ripped off when it comes to MGS5. His name has been completely dropped from the box art.
Which is surprising because he's the one that pretty much made the whole thing. But
Yeah, but it sounds like Konami and Kojima
broke
off
basically
on
cut
pretty
ties at
bad
this
terms.
point.
So it's honestly not that surprising given the fact that they're still the ones putting it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, my thing is does this mean that Kojima could take back MSG5 because it's his property, or is it his IP because he created it?
I think Konami still
MGS
owns
is a
it.
Konami IP. It's owned by Konami.
That would be my thing. It's like, does the IP, because he created it, take control, or does the IP that Konami owns it take control?
He created it, but Konami still probably owns it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my thing.
And
then if we could get like Snake in a completely different series, that'd be kind of cool.
we could get Snake back in Smash Brothers.
That too.
Kappa.
Well, from the direction that Konami's going, only if Smash Brothers becomes a mobile game.
But I'm pissed.
It kinda is.
I guess it is now, but not quite the type of mobile game I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Speaking
mobile game.
Speaking of mobility, Tony Hawk Proskater 5 gets a new trailer.
It's about time they're making a new THPS. Although hopefully it's not as bad as some of the recent ones have been.
I used to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater just randomly hitting buttons because I never really learned how to do it well. So I just kind of go, I'm hitting buttons, and I would fail. I'm hitting buttons, and I just scored like 10,000 points.
One of my favorite things to do in like the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater, was going up to the edge of a quarter pipe and just like egg planting for days.
I'm wondering if with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, because Skate and Skate 2 came out, I'm wondering if they're going to change their mechanics around. Because Skate kind of rechanged how skateboard mechanics worked for console gaming. It really did. It really did change how you control skateboards, and it's actually really intuitive.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
So I'm wondering if Pro Skater 5 will get those mechanics, or they're gonna continue with the press A button to move, press a ton of buttons to do moves, and then done.
I don't know.
That's
I really
my question.
Don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we didn't really get anything else besides the
trailer.
Yeah, we just got a trailer.
But that's my question: has the Skate franchise really influenced all skateboarding games, or is it just going to stay with the Skate franchise? Because Skate was pretty successful. From my point of view,
THPS may stick with the original TPS like 1 through 4 formulas. And traditional direction equal to 4. But again, we'll have to wait and see.
Or we could have another peripheral device with a skateboard. That could be a thing too.
No. I can tell you if there's a peripheral, it's going to flop. And flop hard.
That's what people would do on those things. Flop and flop hard.
Anyways, are we gonna
And-
move on, or are we gonna take a break real quick?
Up to you guys if you would like, because we are now at a few minutes, almost an hour into the show.
I think
Hipster?
we're good.
You think we're good to keep going?
Yeah.
I would get through the remaining news and then maybe take a break.
Okay.
Because I do need some water.
So you want to take a break?
I would go through the rest of the news and let's go get a break.
The rest of the gaming news, and then
Because we got 3 more news and then it shouldn't take too long to get through 3 more news.
well, the Splatfest winners have been announced, released, whatever. Roller coasters won here in the U.S. and eating won over in Europe.
I didn't even know we were having a Splatfest. That's how
It
much.
wasn't that-
Yeah, neither did I.
Go ahead.
I know we were having it, but I don't know the game, so I don't really care.
I've been wanting to get the game, but it's that paywall.
Oh, don't
Wii
get
U
me
games
wrong.
are paywalls.
Don't get me wrong. I want the game. How is Splatoon a paywall?
It's just a $60. It's when you have low income, $60 is kind of expensive.
I guess.
That's what I mean. It's not like like when I can go get a GameCube game and get it for like $10, $15 and play GameCube games.
I've done dumber things with more money than $60.
Well, you have less control over your money than me.
No, it's called I have a problem.
Cough, cough, cardboard crack.
Exactly.
Speaking of cardboard crack and Pokemon, let's go to the new Pokemon teased in CoroCoro at the end of the Hoopa movie.
So yeah. Apparently it's supposed to be some kind of... Now, are we talking about the shadow that was in CoroCoro, or the thing that was in the trailer of the Hoopa movie?
I think we're talking about the end of the movie when the thing came out of the O of Pokemon. That's what I've been told about.
I got nothing. I have no idea what the heck this thing is.
It almost, from the sketches that are on Cerebi.com, if Airwood would like to link Cerebi, according to the sketches that somebody, I don't know if they're official sketches or not, but according to the official sketches, it looks a lot like Shuppet, one of its forms. But I know it's not Shuppet, but apparently it's supposed to be a new form.
A new form of what, though?
Zygarde, I believe. I don't know much about the new generation of Pokemon, so I can't really make...
See, I've heard that too. Here's the thing, though. Why would a giant snake become
Also,
basically a tadpole?
I see, apparently the rundown is ahead.
Ahead?
Yeah, we're on AOT subtitles.
Excuse me? What the heck? That's not what this is supposed to say. I think I have my numbers wrong. I should be on...
CoroCoro Pokemon.
Right. Okay. I had my numbers mixed up. I'm sorry. There we go. I should be at the right place now. I think.
I hope.
Yeah, I should be. I just got my numbers mixed up. I'm sorry.
Subtract by 2, Dark says.
Yeah, I'm aware, Dark. I got it fixed.
So I think from what I look, is Zygarde the Electro? No, that's Electrom. Isn't that? I'm trying to remember who Zygarde is.
The
Zygarde-
big green and black snake thing.
Zygarde is a giant green and black
okay.
snake.
How is a green blob a snake? That's my question.
Exactly. How is a green how is a giant snake going to have an alternate form that's a tadpole?
That
makes
looks
no
like
sense.
Shuppet. That looks like Shuppet.
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense to me anyway. Speaking of things not making sense, Palutena Amiibo is Amazon exclusive.
Yay, more exclusive amiibo. Woo.
To me, exclusives make no sense. That's why I had that's why I did the segue, because exclusives make no sense. I understand marketing wise they make a lot of sense. It gets Amazon a ton of money. It makes a artificial demand for it.
Well, no, the demand stays the same, but it reduces the supply.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant by that. It makes an artificial like exclusivity to it, or whatever you want to call it. They don't have to do this, but they're just artificially making it like addicting, and
they're making it rare than it needs to be. Let's be honest.
You'd think that they'd learned by now, but I guess not.
Okay, so Dark has a rant about this. Amiibos are Dark rants. Amiibos are stupid. I've spent at least $600 on them. That's if they were all bought at normal $12.99. Every single store exclusive I own was imported from Japan because America's stock is just horrible. I already have Dark Pit being imported and waiting to see what Amazon says about their stock for Palutena. Hopefully it's plentiful due to the recent Target restocks, so I can only hope.
Amiibo, I just want to point out that he starts off with Amiibo are stupid. I've spent over $600 on them.
That's the addiction being real.
You know what else is stupid? Trading card games, yet I've spent thousands of dollars on those.
Cardboard crack.
Exactly. Although, I did pull some Pokemon cards recently, and basically doubled my investment if I wanted to sell the cards that I pulled, so it's not all bad.
Yeah, some trading card games can be profitable depending on what
all trading card games can be profitable, but if you have decent pack luck, anyways.
But most of the cards you can find like at a comic shop or something, you're pretty much, if you look for them online, they're like 10, 15 cents.
Yeah,
it's
depends on rarity, playability.
Exactly,
there's a lot of factors involved in the pricing of cards.
Although you'll never find something like a Black Lotus.
Oh no. If you want to buy a single Black Lotus, you're going to be spending like tens of thousands of dollars on it.
Pretty much. I watched a recent unboxing thing of somebody unboxing a original alpha pack. And it had a Black Lotus in it. This guy was wearing gloves and everything, and when he flipped over the Black Lotus, he was swearing and literally shaking. Which is to be expected when you have that kind of worth card.
Mm-hmm. And the reason he was wearing gloves is so he didn't smudge the card or anything.
Exactly.
Because if you damage the condition of that card, the price drops significantly.
Very much so.
I hope he's getting card PSA graded, because that's going to be a lot of money.
I hope he's getting
especially if it's
laminated.
I think we might be getting a little bit off topic, guys.
Yeah, that's always how it is. But we're already at break.
We're supposed to be going on break anyways.
All right, so let's go on break, and we'll be back in a little bit.
back again.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
we're back.
If I don't know if you're I don't know if you're hello everybody. Welcome back to RNG.
Well, yeah, we're back. Hi. We had a bit of technical difficulties during the break, and by that I mean my mumble decided to crash again. So I missed some of the break in the recording, but I still have my personal mumble Audacity recording, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
It should be
What were
fine.
we talking about again? I-
Before we got on the tangent of cardboard crack, we just finished up talking about Palutena Amiibo.
Okay, well, guess what? There's a subtitled trailer for Attack on Titan. I'm assuming it's season 2.
No, I think it's the movie.
Oh,
It's subtitled trailer for the movie,
oh.
which is
is it
starting
for-
from the beginning.
And that should be for the live action movie, right?
Right, the live action movie.
Oh, baby.
Which I'm actually kind of excited for, as long as they can do. But if they don't keep the intro, or if they redesign the intro, that they need to keep it just kind
I
of
think
the same.
I think as
I
long
love
as they
the
keep
intro
the
too
intro
much.
song, everything will be fine.
And the first intro song, not the second.
Yes.
But
I
the
don't know
question-
I don't know the second intro song because I only watched like the first 3 episodes for Baka Squad and got bored with it.
the question is how would they put the theme song into a live action movie?
The magic of audio engineering.
Oh, I know that, but it's not like an episode where you can start off you can have a little bit of an intro and then have the theme song play. Movies don't really work like that. Movies aren't anime.
But it's a live action movie based on an anime.
True.
They'll find a way to make it work.
But I mean, so it's good to have the subtitles, but that was the first time that I'd actually watched that trailer, and I gotta admit, the Titans were kind of hit or miss for me, and considering that the fact that that's kind of a big deal, I'm kind of interested to see how it just looks in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks. I saw a long time ago the Japanese version of the trailer for live action, and it looks interesting. But Night of Halia, Soaring Chris is talking about that the normal Titans look weird live action.
I'm sure they would.
Yeah, that's what I was
'Cause
talking about.
Aren't regular Titans like basically naked humans that are giant sized?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's kind of my point, is
And
that
apparently
it
naked,
doesn't
maybe.
really
I'm
look
not-
that. They kind of look CG, like you can tell.
Yeah.
Even though it probably would have been more. It would probably look better if they were just like they made a model city of the Attack on Titan and had people walk, like a 1/10 scale of the city, and have people walk it.
Which is
Yeah.
weird because I thought I remembered reading an article where they were looking specifically for live people who had like weird proportions on their face and stuff to like be in this movie. So I'm not quite sure
You
what happened
telling me
with
that I could have been in the Attack on Titan movie?
Potentially.
If you didn't mind being shirtless and pretty much naked, I think
They probably
aren't
just had
that-
like a skin-colored suit or something that they wore.
that too.
This is like normal every day for me. What are you talking about?
Whoa.
Oh my.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
RNG show after dark.
It was a joke.
Glad this is an audio-only show.
That's true. There aren't any cameras. That's okay. If this was actually like a show where there was a camera on me, I'd be wearing a shirt. In fact, I'm wearing a shirt now. But that's beside the point. We're getting off topic.
Yes,
Let's talk
we're
about
doing-
Armada.
That was not a good segue.
No, not at
It
all,
wasn't
but
meant to
let's-
be a good segue.
But let's just move on to Armada.
And we're not talking about the Smasher Armada, who's probably winning Evo right now. It's a book about video games that released on the 14th by a Ernest Klein.
Who wrote Ready Player One, which was pretty good.
It's actually on sale right now.
I might have to look into this because me and my family go up to a bookstore near a mall that we go to all the time, so I might have to look for it.
It and Ready Player One, I believe, are both on sale right now. You can get Armada for $15.60 hardcover.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in it because, well,
It's a book about video juegos.
exactly. But I'm wondering is it just about video games in general, or is that like his history with board video games, that kind of thing?
I don't know.
From what I can tell from the description, is it's basically
Hipster?
if Space Invaders or something like that were real.
Oh,
like
so it's a fiction.
so it's like a sci-fi novel.
Yeah, it's like Ready Player One. It seems to be sort of like that from the reviews people are giving, and like Ready Player One, they had a like virtual world where people were able to make their own worlds, and just about everything that you could imagine happened. Like there were wizards, but there was also technology, and you could like fly around in like an X-wing or something like that. So,
Dude, I need to read these books.
So, I mean, from what I've been hearing from the reviews, if you only read one of them, read Ready Player One because it's the better of the two books. But if you read Ready Player One and you wanted more of it, but maybe a little bit not quite as good, you can read Armada.
I need to read both of these books.
So it's fiction. It's fiction.
It's nerd
video
fiction.
juegos.
It's
It's
nerd
sci-fi.
fan fiction if you put everything that nerds might want into a book.
Dark Decay in chat is saying it's pretty much Pixels. Or it
I was
reminds him
about
of
to.
Pixels,
I was
the
about to
movie.
say, can I sidetrack this conversation to say this sounds an awful lot like that movie Pixels that's coming out like Friday,
Except it doesn't have Adam Sandler.
except
and
it doesn't have
have-
Adam Sandler.
Or Peter Dinklage.
I really want to see that movie, by the way.
I kind of do too, just for nostalgia fact, but I'm not a fan of Adam Sandler and
I
Kevin
want to
James
see
together.
it just. I want to see it because video games.
Video juegos.
I might
Juegos.
go and see it with a friend that I go and see movies that I think are going to be bad that he thinks are going to be good, so I can complain at him about making me go see the movie.
I'm probably gonna have to go see it after I get done with my festivals.
Like the same reason that I want to watch Pixels was the same reason I wanted to watch Wreck-It Ralph is because video games. I have a problem.
Don't we all have problems? Speaking of problems, Suicide Squad First Look came out today, a week ago or so during San Diego Comic-Con.
Was it good?
From what I watched, I'm always skeptical about teasers, trailers, and everything because I'm not a big fan of the DC comic universe, but I do know enough to know about how the Joker acts, how Harley Quinn and everyone acts. So I do know enough about it. And Suicide Squad, I was worried about how Jared Leto was going to portray the Joker. Because the Joker is a very specific character you have to play.
Like the look that they have in this movie for the Joker, I really don't like.
Yeah,
I'll be
Yeah, I
flat
agree.
honest with you.
but it works. Like if you watch the trailer, it works. He does a really good job as the Joker.
I'll take your word for it. I still don't like the way he looks.
And
That's not how the Joker looks. The Joker is not all tatted up
true. And shirtless and ripped.
and
He's-
shirtless, and I don't know about the ripped part. I'm pretty sure the Joker's at least a little ripped. He's got a little
But-
muscle underneath that suit jacket
But
thing.
but the big thing, because I watch the Nerdist channel on YouTube, youtube.com/Nerdist, and Jessica Chobot does a video on there every other day or so about Nerdist news, and they had a whole episode about the trailer. And apparently, the biggest part of that whole trailer was the ending, which I keep calling the money shot, where at the end of the trailer, he said, the Joker, Jay Leto, says, "Oh, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hurt you really, really bad." And apparently, like, that was the biggest teaser of the trailer, because apparently that's the that's the scene where Harley Quinn is getting turned into Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
They're showing Harley Quinn's origin?
Yes, apparently that's a lot of the storyline is it's slightly Harley Quinn's storyline
Oh man.
mixed with how the Suicide Squad came to be.
I mean, if you want to know Harley Quinn's origin, I could tell you that right now. Just saying.
But apparently it's going like that scene was Joker torturing Harley Quinn until she turned into Harley Quinn.
But
Yeah.
see, that's not how it actually happened at all.
Yeah.
That's not how Harley Quinn became Harley Quinn.
Because she was a psychiatrist at Arkham, right?
Yep. She was a psychiatrist at Arkham that fell in love with the Joker and eventually, through her own volition, became Harley Quinn.
So apparently the trailer is set just before we hear "Mista J" kind of thing.
Anyways, we should move on.
I don't know how. There's no way you can segue into Ghostbusters from Suicide Squad.
No, you can't. You really can't. I'm sorry, my segues are null and void. But apparently Dan Aykroy? Am I saying that right?
Aykroy.
Apparently he's making a cameo in the new Ghostbusters.
Which I didn't even know there was going to be a Ghostbusters reboot.
Oh, I knew there was going to be a reboot.
Yeah, people have been making a big stink over it since I think they're doing a female-only Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Which is...
That's what I heard anyways.
I understand, like, people freaking out about it, but especially with this day and age, Tumblr, we kind of need, a girl's version of a movie. Just to kind of... This is a bad way to put it, but just to, like, calm the masses. If that makes any sense. It's the worst way to put it, but there's been a lot of news, a lot of things in the news lately saying that girls aren't represented in the media at all.
Well, first of all, they're shooting in Boston, and second of all, according to Aykroyd's actual Twitter, he believes that the Lady Ghostbusters are adorable, hilarious, and badass.
As long as they keep the original comedy of the original Ghostbusters, I'd be fine.
Yeah. The scene features Kristen Wiig attempting to gain access to Aykroyd's cabin vein. At some point, Aykroyd throws out the iconic line, "I ain't afraid of no ghosts," and drives off with Wiig yelling something along the lines of, "That's a double negative. That means you are afraid of ghosts."
See,
basically a throwback to the original Ghostbusters.
Yes. As long as we could... Although all I want to see is another cameo by the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's what really is the big thing. Is you need a cameo by the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I'm pretty sure they'll have a Stay Puft cameo somewhere.
Soaring Chris and Arrow just made two really good segues that we should have thought about. Soaring Chris in chat says, "Here's how you segue. With all these villains, there must be something bad in your neighborhood."
Oh
my
god.
An arrow segue is suicide is what kills you, and when you die, you become a ghost. Who are you gonna call?
Look, I just ate. My brain is not on 100% segue level right now. Leave me alone, people. Leave me alone.
But those are pretty good segues.
Those are pretty good segues.
I have to give them that.
Speaking of segues, you know what else was shown at last E3? This is why the show is called Too Much DC, by the way.
Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice trailer was shown at Comic-Con.
This is a lot of DC news. Holy shit!
And it's also named a lot of DC. Or what do we?
Just
Because
there's a trailer for Dawn of Justice that was released at Comic-Con.
And it looked really cool.
a lot of people are, although a lot of people are still a little skeptical about the Batman versus Superman.
Batman wins.
It's true.
I refuse to let you tell me otherwise.
Paraka on chat just said, can we just take a minute? Hipster finally beated this BPOS after 40 minutes.
Yeah, I know, Praka.
He's not playing hardcore, he's playing casually because we're trying to run a show here. But congratulations, I think.
Yeah, I guess. But from what I've been told, from what I've seen of the trailers for Batman vs. Superman, it looks like it's going to be amazing, but I don't know the backstory of Batman vs. Superman too well to be too hype about it.
Well, I think we actually got a little bit of that in this trailer because from what I can tell, it seems like Superman gets in a fight in Gotham, I guess, Gotham City, and destroys Wayne Tower, and Batman's angry at him. So there you go.
All I'm gonna say, Batman wins. You cannot tell me otherwise, and I can give you the exact reason why Batman wins.
Because of money?
No, it is not because of money.
But from what I've been told, the Batman vs. Superman movie apparently is going to what's going to lead into Suicide Squad. To bring back an earlier topic, apparently that's the story, like the canon storyline, is that Batman vs. Superman happens and then Suicide Squad will take over from there.
So you need to watch Batman vs. Superman first and then Suicide Squad.
Yes, from what I've been told, from what I've read online.
Speaking of superhuman characters, heroes, words, there's a Supergirl TV series trailer that was released as well. God, my segues are bad. I feel bad.
I don't know, I've never seen that Supergirl get any kind of limelight, so this is kind of pretty exciting.
Most definitely. I haven't actually seen the trailer. I probably will after this.
The trailer was decently interesting, but it wasn't anything special. Like, it didn't... I mean, of course, I watched it immediately after watching the Suicide Squad and Superman versus Batman trailer, so it probably wasn't the best.
Since you know more about the topic, is it more live action or is it more like Teen Titans Go kind of thing?
Oh yeah, it was definitely live action.
So it's going to become Smallville almost.
Potentially. I mean, all we got was like her saying, "Yeah, I'm Kryptonian too, and I'm like Superman," and then she got sent to Earth and was working in office. Then a plane was crashing and she saved that, and then her like flying around and stuff like that. We didn't really get much as far as...
So it's basically the retelling of like the original Supergirl comics.
Potentially.
Interesting. It's nice that the female superhero is finally getting some recognition, even if it is Supergirl. It's better than nothing. Right?
Yeah, I think again, like I said earlier, with all the stupidness that's happening lately in the media with people getting mad that there's no girls in games, the more girls we get into the media, I think the better off people will be. There won't be as much...
People will be.
There won't be as much, like, yelling or anything like how people were mad that there was no girls in Assassin's Creed. That kind of thing. The more girls we get in, hopefully that will calm down.
But
That's my
see,
biggest worry.
here's the thing, though. We're talking about, well, I guess, I don't know. That's not something that needs to be discussed right now. What we probably
it's
should
not.
go and move on to discussing is the releases for next week.
But I've got the link up right now, and
Oh,
oops, this is not the right thing.
I have it.
The
It's
link,
okay.
the
It's
links
okay.
the links that I got was all last week.
So starting on the 21st, we have Journey releasing on PlayStation 4, Hatoful Boyfriend releasing on PS4 and PS Vita via PSN. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood releases retail for PS4 and Xbox One. Oni-chan Bara Z2 Chaos releases for PS4.
Oni-chan.
Tenbo the Badass Elephant releases on PS4, PC, and Xbox One. Cube Director's Cut releases on PS4 and PS3. Nut Jitsu releases on PS4. Poltergeist the Pixelated Horror releases on PS4. Arcade Archives Magmax releases on PS4. F1 2015 releases on PS4. There's a lot of PS4 releases on the 21st. Yasai Ninja releases on PS4. 3D Streets of Rage 2 releases the 23rd on 3DS. Capsule Force releases 23rd on PS4. Binding of Isaac Rebirth releases July 23rd for Nintendo 3DS, Wii U, and Xbox One. And finally, Dragon Fantasy: The Volumes of Westeria releases July 23rd on Wii U and 3DS.
I'm actually kind of excited for this is gonna be really weird to say, but I'm actually excited for F1 2015 to even though I don't have a PS4, I've been wanting to get F1 2015 on some sort of console, and seeing it coming out on consoles is actually kind of exciting to me.
Mm. There's a lot of PS4 releases this
There is
week.
today.
There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 PS4 releases on the 21st.
Although all I'm waiting for is the release of American Truck Simulator. That's all I'm waiting for.
11 releases?
Which is a lot for the PS4.
That's a lot.
Although all of these, every single release pales in comparison to Binding of Isaac Rebirth coming out for Wii U, Nintendo 3DS, and Xbox One.
Yeah, of course.
Everything is paled in comparison to that.
Yeah.
Because that's like the biggest thing.
That's like the big one that's happening.
Because isn't Rebirth like not made by the original developers? It was like a fan thing.
Pretty sure Rebirth was made by the original developer.
Yeah, it's original developer. It's just an
okay.
expansion on stuff and adds
Yeah,
a bunch of content.
I
Yeah.
thought it was a fan, like a fan did it and
I wish the game
rebuild
would
it.
run on my computer.
How can it not run on the computer? It's a very
My
small
computer
game.
sucks.
It's a very small controlled game. It's like
My computer is a netbook from like 2007.
that would be why. Wait, I'm actually looking through all the coming up releases, and I don't even see American Truck Simulator. My feels. All my feels. No.
Anyways, is there anything else we need to really talk about?
We don't have anything else left in the show notes.
Yeah, there's nothing else left in the show notes. We have half an hour. We could just talk about whatever. Chat, you have anything?
Yeah, did we miss anything, chat?
Let me check chat real quick. My screen was down for just a quick
I'm
second.
going to put it onto the last thing and close everything out. I'm not going to stop recording because that would not be smart. Mango would not be happy with me.
I've got nothing else.
I want to
Yeah.
talk about Rocket League.
Yes, Rocket League seems like it's gonna become the big next RNG show.
I want that game so bad.
Um,
Yeah,
No idea
Rocket
how
League looks
bad.
really fun.
You have no idea how bad I want that game. Like, it's my favorite sport combined with rocket power cars that are equipped with jump jets and can ride on walls.
yes, it seems like it's be fun.
That's 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 one of the reasons I haven't been playing a lot of games recently, is because most of my time has been spent watching Rocket League live streams.
Uh, because all of Rocket League.
Because holy God, that especially if you're playing it with friends or you're watching a streamer play it, it's so fun because some of the streamers get so salty or get so excited.
But I think we can. I'm pretty sure we can end it here because I've got nothing left to talk about. I'm kind of talked out. That's a lot of stuff we went through.
All right, well, in that case, this has been RNG Show for July 19th, 2015. Be sure to catch us next week. We should plug ourselves. That's a thing we should do.
I am Elaborinth 8993. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch. Even though I don't stream too much on Twitch, I do every once in a while. But you can find me on there. I'm under Elaborinth 8993 under everything.
I'm Icyashawatts. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at @Icyashawatts. I swear I stream sometimes. It's just hard because, again, my computer's a netbook from like 2007, so there's not much I can stream. But it's there in case it happens.
Because you do stream Cardboard Crack once in a while.
I do occasionally stream.
As long as it's not card games on motorcycles.
It's not card games on motorcycles. I haven't
And
been interested. I haven't been interested in card games on motorcycles since well before card games on motorcycles became a thing.
But I think that's gonna be the end of it. So I hope you guys have a good night.
We'll see you next week.
And thank you very much for watching.